morning, Poet fans. Welcome to WCPoets.com and another edition of Poet Primetime here, brought to you by the Whittier College Sports Network. I'm Lance Franey, Associate Athletic Director for Communications, and joining me today on our segment is senior quarterback Miguel Avina. Miguel, thanks for hopping on with me today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, so Miguel, first question for you. How has quarantine been with you and your family? And I know you just finished up your classes, but how was remote instruction for you?
Quarantine with my family has been good. My sister's back home from school too as well. And my little brother, he's doing his classes right now actually for high school and everything. So it's been fun. Sometimes, you can't have your family around too much and they won't drive you crazy, but overall it's good to be around all of them. And then with school, it was great. I mean, our professors did a good job of helping us throughout everything and being there for us mentally. That it's tough being at home and doing school at the same time. And so they, with the workload, they helped us out a lot, and our professors were there for us. So it was fun. It was good.
Now, during this time being remote, have you been able to continue working out, continuing your training? What have you been up to regarding football?
Yeah, so I work out at my local gym, Team Hargett. And so me and my little brother there, we go probably at 4 a.m. to go train. And we've been doing that consistently since I've gotten home from the spring last year. So we've been doing that in training. And so, yeah, everything's just been paying off lately for my little brother because he's playing football right now. And me, I'm kind of just training and ready for the next opportunity. So,
yeah, is your brother going to be a future poet?
I hope he goes and plays college football anywhere, but I know Coach Neal already said he's more than welcome to go join the Poets. So
awesome. That's great to hear. Now, are you still in contact with a bunch of your teammates? And then also, were you taking part in any workouts or meetings that Coach Neal was having with the team?
Yeah, so I know in the beginning during our springtime, we had spring ball meetings and everything, and I was in those. And then we were waiting for the fall to happen, and obviously it got canceled. So I've been in contact with Coach Neal talking about graduate assistant opportunities as well, and just talking about football in general. And my teammates, I see them all the time in class, so we would always talk and kind of just how everything's going, how they're doing. So other than that, I haven't seen anything about workouts and everything. Everything's kind of just dying down. Probably just waiting for the springtime and going into fall camp next year.
Now, are you missing football a lot, or do you feel like, okay, I'm good, I'm done? You've had some injuries before, but are you missing it?
I definitely missed it when everything happened with the fall season getting canceled. That's what really broke my heart because I was ready to go and play and do my thing again one more time, and it just got shut down. So after that, I do miss it because I watch it all the time on Sundays, watch it on Saturdays, and see some of these quarterbacks. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I could be doing that out there, So I definitely miss it, but I've been around it so much that it really hasn't hit me to where I'm not going to play again, So other than that, miss it a lot.
Yeah. Now, like you talked about, the fall was canceled. There was an opportunity for it to be played this coming spring. That ended up getting canceled as well. But how are you doing mentally?
When it first happened, it didn't really hit me because we were doing, 7-on-7 for the high school guys locally out here. And so I was constantly around it. But probably a little bit week after, I talked to Sean Hamilton and we were like, man, we're not going to play again, like, what are we doing? And training with my brother is kind of like leaving that feeling of, I can still play, I can do all this. But other than that, my family really helped me out mentally. Got a whole bunch of texts, hey, everything's going to be okay, just things happen and, there's bigger and better things going on in the future for you. So other than that, it's been tough, but it was cool. So.
Well, that's great that you're doing well mentally. I know you want to get out there for sure, but there are bigger and better things moving forward for you. Absolutely. But you're a senior this year. You get this year back of your eligibility, and due to injuries, you also get not last year, but the year before that back as well. But would you look to play in grad school or extend graduation, or what are your plans for after graduation?
Yeah, so that was definitely something me and my family talked about, playing again and going to Whittier and doing everything. And so that's what we were waiting for the spring season to happen and playing in the spring, but now that's canceled too. So it was just kind of either I wait to play or I kind of just get on with my life and, move past football. And so that's kind of the road I'm taking right now with everything. And so right now I've just been applying to grad school for graduate assistant for football and everything. And so just kind of waiting back on schools from there. But if nothing happens during the springtime, I'm definitely going to go to grad school somewhere in the fall. So.
Okay. And you want to be studying kinesiology?
Yeah, I want to be studying kinesiology and going into the strength and conditioning field. So.
Okay, great. Now, talking about the football team that you were a part of, how was it with them? Do you feel that they were progressing and going to be a stronger team for this coming year? Let's talk about the season and how that kind of went. Were there some real good positives there?
Yeah, I mean, we had a really strong core of upperclassmen. We had, I think, our senior class was really heavy this year. Our junior class was loaded, and we retained a lot of the freshmen from last season as well. And so once we got back for the spring and got into weightlifting with Coach Z and everything, we were really pushing each other. We are kind of bonding as a family, and we were ready to go. And then spring got canceled, and everybody was still doing their workouts. Everybody knew we had to do our thing and get ready for the fall. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. So other than that, I know everybody's still working, doing their part, getting ready for the next year. But I mean, that's something that I talked about when I got there. I wanted to change the culture, and seeing how the first 4 years went, even last year, we went 3 wins. That's big difference. And then this year, we're expecting to make a big impact in SCIAC at least and play for the title. So yeah, we're expecting a lot this year.
Yeah, you guys were taking baby steps, but with Coach Neal and his staff, you guys were on the right direction, moving forward to get over that hump of 500 and go in there for a championship. But you've had an impressive career. Your accolades have not gone unnoticed. I can tell you that. You've played in the SCIAC, which has been dominated by quarterbacks, making it difficult for you to earn all SCIAC recognition, despite your numbers being so strong. You've improved every year since you've been here with us. You played in 25 games of your career. You had a 52.4% completion percentage, 4,695 passing yards. You average 187.8 yards per game passing, which included 210 yards per game this past year. You had 36 passing touchdowns, and you had a career 127 efficiency rating. But let's not forget, you're also a dual threat quarterback, so you also could run the ball. So you rushed 304 times for over 1,000 yards, averaging 43.6 yards per game on the ground. Another 17 touchdowns there, with along with being a 64. But then on top of that, you scored 6 total touchdowns in a game against Arizona Christian University. You had 5 total touchdowns in a game twice, and you had 4 touchdowns in a game 3 times in your career. How do you feel that you progressed throughout your career? And do you even look at the stats throughout your career?
I definitely I was looking at the stats last year. I was saying to myself, how many yards do I need to break the school record? And so I was going through the archives trying to figure that out. But from my sophomore year, because freshman year I got hurt as well. So sophomore year, I looked at it, and I think I threw 12 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. And I was like, how am I going to improve from this? And then junior year, I was really doing good, and then got hurt again. And this past year, I think it was something around 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So even going into senior year, it was definitely something that I'm seeing my progression go, and how I'm getting the handle of the offense with Coach Neal, and we're trusting each other even more and more. And, we had some big things planned for this year, going into, different checks, audibles. And so we're really excited for this year, and then everything just happened. But just, seeing how everything's happened and progressed, I'm just really happy and, thankful for my teammates and my coaches and everybody else in between that's helped me progress this past 4 years.
Now, is there a quarterback that you look up to in the NFL, maybe in college, that you try and mirror the same image?
I would have to say Russell Wilson. That's my guy. He's a little taller than me, I think, but that's who I kind of play like when I watch him on Sundays and everything. I see his, escapability and his way to, or how he's able to make plays just outside the pocket, and just that leadership. Like, all his teammates love everything about him. He's a competitor. He just does it all on the field. And so that's who I kind of try to be like. And a lot of people tell me all the time, you play like Russell Wilson, you play like Russell Wilson. And so I think that's pretty cool when I hear something like that.
Absolutely. And, just like we talked about earlier, the game for football is vastly changing. Now you're not seeing pocket passers anymore. You're going to have to be able to move around outside the pocket. You're not seeing any more Tom Brady's, Phil Rivers out there anymore. Quarterbacks are going to have to be able to move and run as well. Right.
Yeah, no, that's true. The game's definitely changing. You're seeing a lot more, quick passes, RPO guys, getting out of their hands quick, like baseball players pretty much, Russell Wilson, Mahomes, all these guys have baseball backgrounds, and now, they're going away from guys like Tom Brady that are, straight pocket guys. Even Aaron Rodgers is getting out of the pocket. He's been doing that for years. So he was kind of the first one to set that trend.
Yes. Absolutely. Now, are there any words of advice or, for any future poets looking to attend Whittier College? Why did you choose Whittier? And also, how were you able to balance everything? Football, academics, clubs, organizations, did you enjoy your experience at Whittier College?
Yeah, no, I definitely loved everything about it. All 4 years, the friends I made, the relationships I made over the time, it was a great experience. And the reason I chose Whittier was more for football, but the education was just an added bonus. The football program, I looked at it as a challenge, coming from a really good high school out here in the Coachella Valley, and I wanted to make an impact. And I think over these 4 years, we definitely did. Our seniors that graduated this past season, we did what we needed to do. And my advice would just be, come in and be ready to work, not only on the field, but in the classroom as well, because the professors expect it as well. And for you to be there every day and make sure you're doing your work there. And other than that, yeah, it was a great experience and I loved it.
Yeah. And how were you able to balance everything?
I would say Coach Neal did a really good job of keeping us up. Especially for freshman year when I got there, just, making sure we had academic checks. We had our 2 hours, I think, in CAS every week as freshmen to make sure we're doing our work, getting everything done. And that was all the way out through football season. And in the springtime, we had to start doing it again. So coaches definitely helped us out and made sure we had a, balanced schedule of, workouts 2 to 3 times a week during season, and just practices not being too long at night. So, we had that balance of, all right, go to dinner, you're done by 8 o'clock. Now you have that rest of 2 hours to get homework done. So Coach Neal did a really good job with that.
Okay, that's great. Now, the last part of our Poet Primetime segments are these hot seat questions, just to get to know you a little bit more as a student athlete here at Whittier College. So the first answer that comes to your mind when I repeat these, okay? First one, favorite food.
Okay. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Okay. If you could go on vacation anywhere, where would you go?
Thailand.
Okay. Favorite professional athlete? Oh, I'm sure Russell Wilson, of course.
It's actually Patrick Mahomes.
Really? Okay.
Yes, Russell Wilson is my favorite quarterback to compare myself to, but Patrick Mahomes is my favorite all-around athlete.
Of course. Okay. How about favorite movie or genre of movie?
The Express, the one about Ernie Davis and him winning the Heisman.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you have a favorite hobby or maybe a hidden talent that we don't know about?
My favorite hobby is probably shopping at Target with my girlfriend. We find a lot of things in the dollar section, so that's always fun. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a hidden talent at all?
Hidden talent, man. I'm good at Madden. Honestly, I'm really good at Madden. People need to stop sleeping on me because all my teammates think I'm bad, but I'm really good. They don't want to play me.
Okay. Well, for the next esports club, I think we should have you taking on Hakeem in a Madden game head to head. I would love to commentate that game.
He doesn't want that. He's been hiding a little bit.
Really?
So I'm gonna have to. Lance, we're gonna have to arrange that.
Okay, I might have to reach out to Hakeem and try and set that up.
Oh yes, sir.
And then last one, if you're stranded on an island, you could bring one thing with you. What would it be?
A football for sure.
Football. Knew it. Of course. Awesome. Well, hey, Miguel, that's all the time I have with you for today. I really appreciate you hopping on with me. Make sure you're staying safe here in 2021. And if it's not at Whittier, I hope to see you out on the football field again for your last couple of years. It's always been a pleasure watching you play. And hopefully you're staying safe, and good luck with everything else.
Thank you, Lance. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the last 4 years, man.
Yeah, absolutely.